10-minute stock trader takes calculated risks, understands that the treasure lies in knowing the data, doesn't guess at trading, follows their plan, doesn't blame others, takes responsibility, and knows why the market works. A 10-minute stock trader is smart. A 10-minute stock trader understands that they can make the world a better place. They spread joy to others, they follow their dreams, they build each other up, they use money as a tool, and they spend as little time trading and as much time living as possible. Welcome to the 10-Minute Trading Room, where we take the guesswork out of trading. Good morning, traders. Happy Friday the 13th. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. I'm just taking a look at my collar. It just looks too stuffy. All right, there we go. Hope you all are having a fantastic start to your day. Give me 1 second here. I'm emailing April something real quick. April, I'm sending you a text right now. Okay, sorry about that. I have two assistants. One is Rudy, and she is our graphic designer and editor, and she does so much work. She literally designed the logos that are behind me. And then I have another assistant named April, who's basically running the business at this point. She does nearly everything she possibly can for me. So April, I really appreciate you doing that. If you are here, let me know by saying hi. Speaking of April, there she is. April. Dr. Sinclair is here. Donna, good morning. I know it's early for you. And April is here. And of course, please be sure to share this with your friends and family and let everyone know that we are having a live web class right now. Rudes is here. Good morning, Rudes. So yeah, let's not delay too long. On today's web class, we're going to be talking about, make sure I click the right button here. There it is. How to effortlessly trade stocks like a video game without spending all day staring at the screen. Now, when I say that, a lot of people get defensive, right? Defensive isn't like, there's no way you can trade stocks like a video game. That's just clickbait. Yeah, it is clickbait. But at the same time, we are going to be covering some important concepts as to why you can do this. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying you can do it. Now, one thing we talk about in the trading room, in fact, we had a discussion on this about a week ago, and you'll hear me mention it a couple times, is that trading is easy, right? You're buying, you're selling, you're just clicking buttons. But at the end of the day, it is complex. And the hard part about trading is being mentally okay with the losing trades. And on today's web class, we're going to break that part down, being mentally okay with the losing trades. Because in all reality, that's the hardest part of trading. You're getting into a stock, you're getting out of a stock. You're getting into a stock, you're getting out of a stock. That's not hard. It's just buttons on a screen, right? We're not taking shovels and digging ditches. We're not doing manual labor. We're doing analysis, and we're taking calculated risks. And at the end of the day, it might work and it might not. Even if you have the very best setup in the entire world, it might work, and it might not. So, let's take a look at this today. How to effortlessly trade stocks like a video game without spending all day staring at a screen. Now, here's a legal disclaimer. I'll pop that up on the screen real quick. In a nutshell, it basically says, I am a random guy on the internet. Do not listen to any words that I say, not anything that comes out of my mouth. But if you choose to do so at your own risk. And of course, I just have to say that. So let me know that you're here in the chat. Say hi. Tell me where you're from. I know we've had several people say hi already, but if you haven't done so, please say hi. I'd love to say hi right back. And let's break this down. But what is a 10-minute stock trader? And the funny part is, we actually have some celebrity endorsements on that. So let me let them tell you what a 10-minute stock trader is.
A 10-minute stock trader takes calculated risk. A 10-minute stock trader understands that the treasure lies in knowing the data. A 10-minute stock trader doesn't guess at trading. A 10-minute stock trader follows their plan.
A 10-minute stock trader doesn't blame others. A 10-minute stock trader takes responsibility. A 10-minute stock trader knows why the market works. A 10-minute stock trader is smart.
A 10-minute stock trader understands that they can make the world a better place. A 10-minute stock trader spreads joy to others. A 10-minute stock trader follows their dreams. A 10-minute stock trader builds each other up.
A 10-minute stock trader uses money as a tool. A 10-minute stock trader spends as little time trading and as much time living as possible.
Now, I didn't say that. All those incredible people did. Like Gary Vee, former President Donald Trump, Joe Rogan. And, it is the supreme honor that I have to be able to let them tell you what a 10-minute stock trader is. But in all seriousness, it's all about spending as little time trading and as much time living as possible. And this last week, I had the opportunity to chat with one of our members. His name is Jorn, and he is an airline pilot. And he is literally flying all over the earth, yet is still trading as a 10-minute stock trader. So this does fit into most people's schedules. I'll put it that way. So, let's take a look at today's agenda. Number 1, we're going to be talking about how to stop trading like a noob, how to finally win the stock market boss fight. Part 2 is going to be bonus points, how watching your high score is causing you to lose mega points and profits. And number 3, my number 1 trading hack, how to write your own cheat codes and shortcut your way to success. And doesn't that sound awesome? If so, if you think that sounds awesome, do me a favor real quick. Just type yes in the chat box. And while you're down typing in the chat box, hit the share button to share this out to your favorite social platform or your favorite person. Let them know we're talking about this right now so they don't miss out. And as we go, please ask questions. But keep in mind, this is a private training for members of the 10-Minute Trading Room. This training will come down on Monday. So you only have a couple days to share it. And then it will be archived forever in the 10-Minute Trading Room members area. But the cost of admission today is just hitting the share button. Now get a pen and paper and take notes. We're going to get deep today. We're going to be talking a lot about the concepts that you do not want to miss out on. So be sure to get a pen and paper and take notes. Also, my 10-minute stock traders already know about this, but if you're not part of the crew, I want to let you know about later on today, we're going to be giving $5,488 worth of trading education for free. But promise me that you will not use these powers for evil once you see how to trade in 10 minutes a day when you become a hashtag 10-minute stock trader. This is going to change your life. And disclaimer again, I'm going to show you the processes, but it does not guarantee you'll be profitable. I cannot make that claim. But Richard Dennis likes to say this. I can show you, or I always say I could publish rules in a newspaper and no one would follow them. The key is consistency and discipline. And I talk about this all the time. You must have the consistency and discipline to execute the rules. Now, these are some of the world-class traders. Let me rephrase that. The world-class traders that I've learned to trade from all have one thing in common. They have rules, and they follow them with consistency and discipline. Just like Richard Dennis was talking about there. By the time he was 29 years old, dude had $290 million. So I'm going to listen to everything he says, and I'm going to use that with consistency and discipline. So like I say, I'm going to give you the rules today, and rules are boring, but rules make money. I need you to promise me one thing, that you will have consistency and discipline to follow the rules. Because when you follow the rules, you're going to be trading like the greats, the legends in trading that I had the incredible honor to learn from. The 1997 and 2021 U.S. investing champion, Mark Minervini. The first billion-dollar hedge fund manager, Larry Hite. Market wizard, Tom Basso. My friend Steve Burns, best-selling millionaire trading author. The original market wizard, Jack Schwager. And, of course, Richard Dennis, the trend-following pioneer. Now, I took their best lessons, and I created a strategy to manage portfolio in only about 10 minutes a day. And Tom Basso was super funny. He actually said that he needed to learn from me because his strategy took about 20 minutes a day. I said, no, sir. I'm just standing on the shoulders of giants, reviewing what you're doing, and doing my best to try and work in all these extra details with it. But in a nutshell, it's not clickbait. There are days where it takes 10 seconds to trade. There are days where you walk in, you see there's nothing to do, and you walk right back out. And then there's days where it takes 20, 30 minutes to trade. But averages out to about 10 minutes a day. Now, my goal with this web class is to show you, number one, the only way for you to become a successful trader is through 10-minute trading. And the only way to do 10-minute trading is with the strategies that we use inside the 10-minute trading room every single day. So who am I? In case you didn't know, my name is Christopher Uhl, founder and head trader at 10minutestocktrader.com, one of the top global leaders in finance. I've been awarded top 100 people in finance twice. Been on TV hundreds of times as a market analyst. Here's a few of the places you may have seen me on. But it didn't start out this way. I grew up in a double-wide mobile home in rural Texas, and I went to a small school, a small college in Arkansas. I don't have an Ivy League degree. I didn't work on Wall Street. And I don't have a hedge fund just yet. But that is becoming more and more of a reality every day. That is one of my goals in life. But you can do this. That's why I stress this. You can do this. It doesn't matter your background. You can do this. But you cannot, under any circumstance, think that you know more than the market. And let me repeat that one more time. You cannot, under any circumstance, think that you know more than the market. Because trading is easy, as we talked about earlier, right? You're just clicking buttons. And we make it easy because we follow a proven set of rules, helped and crafted with the hand of the market wizards. So if you're ready to learn the rules, type yes in the chat box. Let's get moving right along into the first section here. I got to have my sugar-free Red Bull to get started. I always do that for the web classes because I want to bring a lot of high energy. All right, our first section here. Stop trading like a noob. How to finally win the stock market boss fight. So let me tell you about a story. When I was in college, I heard you could beat the original Mario in only 2 minutes flat. And this is when YouTube was just starting. I mean, this was 2006, 2007. YouTube just started. I mean, just started. The concept of watching videos on the internet was impossible before that point. And I watched these videos about how you could beat the original Mario in 2 minutes. And so I practiced and practiced and practiced, but I was never able to do it. But that didn't stop me from learning all that I could from these videos. I knew all the shortcuts, I knew all the hacks, and while I couldn't do it in 2 minutes, I could do it in 5. Right? I knew all the tunnels to go through. I knew all the Goombas to jump over. You know, I knew all the right steps to take to get there, but I couldn't do it in 2, but I could do it in 5. And that was still a huge victory. I followed the rules, and I achieved almost the impossible. Let me tell you about the second time I blew up my trading account. Not the first, the second time. I was following some traders on Twitter, and there have been a lot of issues with traders on Twitter lately, I'll tell you that. And one in particular said that gold had to start going back up. Gold had reached a generational low, and at this point it had to go up. So I levered to the hilt. I bought everything gold I possibly could find. I'm talking all the leveraged ETFs, all the gold contracts, any possible relation to gold, I bought it. And I was bragging about how smart I was as well. But the thing is, it didn't stop going down. And it basically never stopped going down. Day after day, I would look into my account and it'd be worse. And I'll never forget the feeling when we went to Disney World with my kids. And I remember looking out the window of the hotel, and there's this hot air balloon thing somewhere in Orlando, and that was the view we had. And I remember looking out the window, looking at my phone, and just thinking about what a failure I was. Right? That gold was clearly going down. I levered to the hilt to buy everything I possibly could. And every day, every moment, I would check my account, and it was like it just evaporated. All the money. Just goodbye. No, goodbye. There it goes. Oh, I have even less money now. And by the time I finally closed the trade, I had blown up my account again. It was the second time in 2 years. And that's when I knew I needed to make a change. Right? The market is unemotional. The market doesn't give a crap about you. The market was just giving me data. It was feeding me data. But the problem with that, I had no idea how to read the data. If I knew how to read the data at that time, I would not have made that trade, period. The market's nothing more than numbers on a screen, right? You can, of course, get into the nitty-gritty detail about what all this means and, taking delivery of shares and ownership of a company, etc. But at the end of the day, you're just looking at numbers on a screen. It's not out to get you. There is no one on the other side trying to take your money. There's no they. And I had to take a step back and take a look in the mirror because, number one, I needed to make a change and realize that I caused myself to fail. I did this. Nobody set out and woke up every morning thinking, I'm going to go take Chris's money today. Nobody did this to me. When I took personal responsibility for my failures, I also realized I needed to be personally responsible for my successes. Nobody made me fail, and nobody's going to make me successful unless it's me. At that point, I read hundreds of trading books. And the biggest thing that I realized, trading is just a math game. It is a game. A game about math. But it's also a game between your ears. You have to master your emotions, because when you've mastered the emotions, that's the hardest part of trading. And this is why 90% of traders blow up. They can't focus and separate their emotions from their trades. One of the greatest quotes that I saw in the Trading in the Zone book is that the market has unlimited possibilities coupled with unlimited freedom. There's nobody standing over your shoulder. There's no boss telling you what to do. And because of that, you can do anything. And most people don't make the right choices. But when you play a game, you don't have unlimited freedom. Remember that. The market has unlimited possibilities and unlimited freedom. But when you play a game, you don't have unlimited freedom. You must play by the rules. Every game has rules. It can be Mario. It can be checkers. It can be chess. It can be backgammon. It can be Go. It can be whatever you want. Every game has rules, period. So does the best game in the world, which is trading stocks. And that has a set of rules. And these people were some of the people who taught me some of their rules. And Mark, he even said, these rules are how I'm successful, period. And when Mark was talking to Jack Schwager for the Market Wizards book, and he was relaying these words to him, or relaying the rules to him, Jack said, hey, you know what? That's what everybody says. And Mark says, yeah, that's what everybody says because it works. He was giving Jack the rules. But I don't think Jack realized at that moment, and of course he probably did later, but that's the rules because it works. I never claimed to figure out the rules. I just learned from the greats what the rules were, and then I started following them. And that's why I say anybody can be a successful trader once you have the rules. And 10-minute stock traders, we have a very clear set of rules. We have a step-by-step process that we go through every single day with our 10 minutes to freedom trading strategy. Like I say, some days we don't do anything. A lot of days, recently, we haven't done anything because the market's not been set up. But then there are days where we have so much to do, we run out of time. We know precisely where we're going to get in, and we know precisely where we're going to get out, and we know precisely how much risk we're going to take, but we don't know one thing. How much will I make on this trade? We know where we're going to get in, we know where we're going to get out, but we don't know how much we're going to make on the trade. Because getting out, while it is defined, is open-ended. Defined meaning that if it's a loss, we're going to get out right away. If it's a winning trade, you can keep it on potentially forever. As long as it never turns around on you, you could literally keep it on forever. So here's where it gets fun. We always start with 1 unit. And a unit size, we're risking a maximum of 2% on any trade. I was relaying the story in the trading room just a couple days ago. If you're putting 50% of your account into one trade, and that trade works, even if it's working, you can't add to that winner. You can't double up. You can't add 3, 4, 5 points. You can't do it. And if that trade's losing, you're watching, hoping, praying, and sweating, and screaming, and fighting, and just having every awful emotion in the world, that's half your accounts evaporating. Focus on 2% or less on any one trade as your risk. I'm not saying 2% of your account. I'm saying 2% of risk. Meaning, if you had a $100,000 account, you could put on a decent sized trade knowing that you're only risking $2,000 if it goes against you. You might have a $10,000, $20,000 trade, but only $2,000 is the max risk you'll ever take. And when a trade is working, we start with one unit and we can add more. You pyramid into success. You let the market tell you if it's working, because when we start with just one unit, the most we can ever lose is on our smallest position size. That's one of the greatest things about pyramiding into trades is you don't know when you start if it's going to be a winner or loser. If it's a loser, you're losing on your smallest position. And if it's a winner, you can keep stacking the wins and making it your biggest position. Every day, the number one thing that we do is reduce risk. The first thing to do every day is, where can I reduce risk today? There's times where we reduce risk so much that all we have is locked in profits. And after the profits are locked in, we've proven the trade is working. And we can comfortably add more size knowing that our profits are locked in. Now, of course, the stock can gap and go through your stop and all that stuff. But the point is that unless a unusual event occurs, which 99 times no unusual gaps occur, unless an unusual gap occurs, you're good to go. You've locked in your profits and you can let it run. Here's an example of when it works. All right, let me make this bigger for you. On this particular trade, now I had to go way back. I mean, we're talking 2021, because 2022, that market could not trend whatsoever. It was choppy up, choppy down, choppy up, choppy down. So this is an example from 2021, where we put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Almost 5 in a week, right? There's only one day we didn't put on an additional entry point. So we put on 5 in a row and got out on this first red candle. Why do we do that? Well, each time it moved up one average true range, one ATR value. So we're just stacking it. We're letting the market tell us which way it's going. And on this trade, it's going up. And then you say, oh, of course you did, Chris. Of course you got out on the first red candle. Yeah, I did, because that was my exit point. The 5-period exponential moving average is this gray line. And yeah, I got out after that point. 4 out of 5 units won. And then if you look at this, it just went sideways after that. Couldn't have picked a better exit point. And we leveled up on all 4. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, boom, boom. We're leveling up. We're playing the game. Now here's an example of when it didn't work. You buy it on this day, you're out the following day. Okay? Get in at 217, get out at 214. And, a couple days later, kind of drifts up, and then goodbye. In all reality, you have no idea if the stock's going to go up or if the stock is going to go down when you put on the trade. You don't. Nobody can predict the future. But using math and using back tests and positive expectancies and the rules, if it works for you, it looks something like this. If it doesn't work, you get right in and you get right out. And it was on your smallest potential winning, or your smallest unit size. This trade was 5 times as large and it was winning. This trade was 1 times, 1x, 1 unit. And that was the loser. Right? Think of it in gaming terms, we lost a life. This was on our smallest possible position. So you're probably asking yourself, what does this have to do with video games? Remember Mario, right? The goal was to rescue the princess, right? You had to follow the rules to get there. If you didn't follow the rules, goodbye. Game over. And let's say you touch a mushroom, right? What happens when you touch a mushroom? Same thing. game over. We know precisely how much risk we're taking. And we only take that risk. We only take the risk of loss on the smallest unit size. And that allows us to prove the trade is working before we add more. It's the undefined nature of winners. That's what makes this game so much fun. Now, the way I describe our style of trading, the 10 minutes of freedom trading strategy, is cut your losers short and let your winners run out of control. Now, doesn't that sound amazing? And it becomes super easy when you cut your losers short and let your winners run out of control. So, we're going to play a game. Each small loss in this game is like losing on the first level. So, check this out. Let's make sure I have it here. Random number generator. I'm going to have to make this bigger. And then I have an Excel sheet to go along with this. All right, so check this out. In this game, what we're going to do is we are going to have a random number generator generate our wins. Okay? Between 0 and 10. And on this side, we're capping our loss at 1. Okay? So we could go from either 0 to 10, anywhere in between there, but our losses are capped at 1. Then we're going to repeat the exercise with -10 to 0. We're capping our losses here. These are going to be the same value, so the winners will always stay consistent, but our losers, instead of capping it at 1 unit, exactly what we do, we're going to let a random generator tell us how much we lose, okay? Now let's just see what the difference will be. So, on the first trade, we didn't win. On the second trade, we won 9. The third trade, we lost 3. Or we won 3. Fourth trade, +1. Fifth trade, +5. Last trade, sixth trade, +2. 41% win rate, 28% return. Now, we're keeping the winning trades the same. The only thing we're doing is having the random number tell us between -10 and 0. This is how most traders trade, okay? This is not arbitrary. Most traders say, okay, if I could win 10, then I'm also going to put on 10 in risk. Yeah, that sounds good. As long as I don't lose 10, I should be okay. Because most traders, when they see a win, they're grabbing it as fast as they possibly can, not letting it work for them, but they're letting their losers run. They're letting their losers like exponentially stack against them. So now, -10 to 0, how much are we losing here? -2? -9? 0? -5? -7. And one more. -2. So rather than winning 14, you're down 5. So that's a 19-point spread between the two. You had the exact same win rate. You had the exact same dollars that you've won. The winning trades are exactly the same. The only thing that's different is capping your losses versus letting your losses run. Total return 28%, total return -10%. Do you see why that matters? You must cap your losses. Period. End of story, no matter what. But that's not how the 90% of traders trade. And that is why 90% of traders lose 90% of their accounts in the first 90 days of trading. That's a fact. So, moving on. Each small loss is like losing on the first level of the game. You're just losing 1 unit. But on each winner, we don't know how far it will go. And we must ride it as long as we possibly can. Going to level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or even, sometimes, rescuing the princess and hitting level 10. Because when you follow the rules of the game, trading is kind of low pressure. I'm only going to lose 1. Whatever. I'm not going to let my trades get out of control. Period. You had 2 traders with the exact same dollars won. The only difference, their win rate's the same, their trades are the same. One of them realized, hey, if this trade's not working, I get out. I don't hope and pray. The other one holds it, hopes and prays, and loses. That's what you must do. And it's low pressure. Do you think every time LeBron shoots a shot, if he misses the shot, that he goes home and cries? No. Because it's just one shot. And he's going to keep coming back over and over and over. Because it's all a math game. That's what Ryan Pierpont told me one day when I was talking to him. He came in third place in the U.S. Investing Championship 2 years in a row. Mark, these rules are how I'm successful because it works. And these are the rules that we use every single day, right? We start with the market, then we go look at the charts, then we find the best relative strength, and then we back test it to make sure the stock and our strategy work, have positive expectancy. Then we make sure that that stock has enough liquidity, and then finally we position size and go. But here's the key point to remember. Cut your losses short and let your winners run out of control. That is how you win the stock market boss fight. So does that make sense? Goot says yes. April says yes. Are you getting this? Let me know if you have questions. Because when you break it down in this way, and especially when you look at the math, the same winners, but the difference is I'm going to cut my loss at 1, and you're going to let your loss run potentially up to -10. I'll beat you every day of the week, mathematically. Trading is a math game. Think of it that way. Start using your math. You're going to be successful. I can't guarantee you'll be profitable, but you'll start following the rules. That's what you need to do. I hope you took notes. Because we're moving into the next section. Bonus points. How watching your high score is causing you to lose mega points and profits. Okay. So, imagine with me the last time you were playing Mario, right? It may have been last week playing with your kids, or it may have been 25 years ago. I don't know. Or really any other game. You're killing the bad guys or those stupid little mushrooms. And did you ever, during that time while you were playing, did you ever focus on accomplishing the objective? Hang on. I don't know if I read that right. Did you ever, during that time while you were playing, oh yeah, did you focus on accomplishing the objective? Following the rules to win? Because you got to know the rules to play. You got to know the rules to win. But at that point, did you ever check your high score? Did you ever look away from the action and be like, okay, I have 3,000 points. Come back over here. Okay, I have 7,000 points. Okay. Did you ever divert your attention away from the process to look at your score? Right? If I'm staring at a turtle or a mushroom and they're walking towards me, did I ever go, what's my score right now? Oh, 3,000? Oh, crap, I just got killed. Of course not. You were in the flow. All you cared about was following the steps to achieve the goal. All you cared about was following the rules to get to the end point. That right there is where most traders mess up. They stop focusing on their processes, what they need to do, their winning system, their positive expectancy, their positive edge in the market, and they start daydreaming about a new Aston Martin, about a new mansion. They talk about how they're going to take over the world. Listen, there's a time for that, but it's not why you're trading. Or if they're a losing trader on that day, they think about how they're never going to stop driving their beat-up old Honda. Or they're never going to be able to afford to move out of mom's basement. Their emotions are swinging back and forth between pain and pleasure. It could literally be minute to minute going from total elation to total devastation. Their emotions are all over the place. And that's because they're focusing on their score, aka the money, rather than the process. You've got to give up looking at the score and just focus on following your rules. When you're looking at the score, you're too distracted to see what the process should be. A few years ago, I had the pleasure to talk with Ivan Bayaji, author Ivan Bayaji. Here's several of his books that he wrote. And one thing that he told me, it really stuck with me to this day, and he said, stop focusing on the money. Just stop. Focus on your processes. And the money will take care of itself. Because when you have a positive expectancy and you just follow that over, a certain number of trades, you should start to see that profit just take care of itself over and over and over. Turn off your P&L. Hide your account balance and focus on your processes. And to this very day, I turned off my P&L. I don't look at it. I legit do not look at my P&L. I have no idea what I will make at the end of a trade. But Chris, how do you know if you're winning? I know where I'm going to get out. I've decided that before I even entered the trade. If this thing happens, I'm getting out. Could be profitable. Could be exceptionally profitable. Could be a break even. Or it could be a small loss. I know where I'm going to get out if I'm wrong. I have no idea where I'm going to get out if I'm right. I just let the market tell me where it's going, and I follow along. Focusing on how I need to play the game and not on my high score. When you turn off your P&L and focus on your strategy, you'll stop focusing on how many points you have, and your focus will go back to executing the strategy. We already know that mathematically your strategy should be profitable, right? I say should be because I don't know what you trade. I only know what I trade, and I have a positive edge, and I backtest every single trade that I put on before I put it on to make sure that my stock and my strategy work together. So why stress? Half the time you'll take a small loss. Be ready for it. Half the time you'll take a small loss. It's okay. Because that small loss should be on your smallest size. But the other half of the time, you'll have a winner. And you may be even able to stack 3, 4, 5 positions into that winner. And maybe even you'll rescue the princess. But the key point to remember is stop focusing on the money. Start focusing on your process. And the money will take care of itself. So does that make sense? I hope you're taking notes, right? I want to make sure that you're getting this. And of course, if you have questions, let me know. I do this for you. I always tell people, I do this for you. All right, now we're into the third section. This is flying by today. My number one trading hack. How to write your own cheat codes and shortcut your way to success. You ever heard of an iron condor? This is the image that I always came up with when I thought of an iron condor. This is a trading strategy that wins if a stock moves up, down, or sideways. And listen, it doesn't get any better than that, right? Dang, I can win if the stock goes up, down, or sideways. Oh my gosh, where do I sign up, right? I was convinced. When I first heard about that, I was convinced this was the way to trade. And here in a nutshell is how it works. The stock price can go up, it can go down, it can go sideways, up and down, and as long as it doesn't go past these 2 points, you should be good to go. Should be. I thought I found the cheat code to trading. I kid you not, I could not have been more excited when I figured this out. I would dream about, I'm not exaggerating when I say I would dream about iron condors. Because it's like, oh, I found the cheat code. There was a year when I put them on all year long. All year long, thinking I was a genius. And at the end of the year, I was down in my account. Not that big a deal. But I had to know why. Why was I down in my account, right? What happened? Shouldn't this trade have always worked if it goes up, down, and sideways? So I am a nerd, and I did an analysis, and I had an 80+% win rate. Can't go wrong there. Clearly, I'm a genius. 80+% win rate. Not too bad, Chris. 80+% win rate. How could I have an 80+% win rate and still lost money? That doesn't make any sense. So I started looking at the iron condors, and thankfully, I kept meticulous notes. I've always been a note taker for my trades to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And while I found that I had an 80+% win rate, get this. While I figured out I had an 80+% win rate, 90% of all the dollars I lost came from the Iron Condor. So let's say, for example, if I lost $100 for the entire year, 90 of those dollars came from my Iron Condor. But I had an 80+% win rate. How? How does that work? I had my risk and return way out of balance. I didn't even realize it. Remember earlier where I said I knew exactly how much we could lose, right? But I didn't know how much I could win? I could risk 1, like in our example, and make 3, 4, 5 or more. Who knows? With these Iron Condors, it was kind of the opposite. I would risk 4 to make 1 or even less. My original mentors would say risk 4, but don't take your full profit out of that. Take half of it. Take 50%. So I was risking 4 to make 50 cents. That's an 8 times risk to return there. Something's broken. I was risking 4 to make 1 or even less. This is a graph of what it would look like, right? I could make 100 if I let it run to full profits, or I could lose 400. Remember that chart earlier where we talked about how it could move back and forth or up or down? Imagine the stock price starts at 45, up to 50, down to 40, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Well, at some point it goes out to 55, which is exactly what happened over and over and over. And I lost all 400. But I wasn't even going to take the 100. I thought I was going to be clever, because that's what my mentors at the time had told me, and take half of that. So every time I lost, I'd lose 400. Every time I'd win, I'd make 50 cents. Every time I lost, well, let's call it $50. Every time I lost, I would lose $400. Every time I won, I'd win 50. So even with an 80% win rate, that is negative expectancy. There is no math edge to that whatsoever, period. I realized I hadn't found the cheat code with Iron Condors. Not at all. In fact, I found the way to lose way more than you could ever possibly win. I found the opposite. I found that I could write my own cheat codes, though. And I could write them by reviewing my trades, seeing what worked and what didn't work. By taking a hard look at my results and why they sucked. Now, I'll never forget this. I was working with Mark one day, and Mark said to me, "Chris, this is why your trades suck." And you could see the look on my face. It's like, you're right. One thing Mark also told me is when you're in the presence of somebody who knows what they're talking about, shut up and listen. Yeah, he told me that. Shut up and listen. Don't try and explain to them why you are correct. They know what they're talking about. Shut up and listen. This is why your trades suck. Yes, sir. I understand. There's a great Twitter post by my friend Mike Lamoth. He says, 8 words that can kill new traders' dreams. I can do it all on my own. He says this attitude held him back for nearly a decade. And once I checked my ego and got help, I was profitable within a year. Don't let your ego stand in the way of your dreams. Keep a trading journal. Now, me and my team, we created tons of trading journals you can get online. They're, just a couple bucks. And you can also grab a copy of my book. You can also grab a copy of my book. There we go. The Secret Investing book. Yeah, go grab yourself a copy. Go grab yourself a copy of The Secret Investing book. I saw one of the Amazon reviews the other day on it, and they said the first chapter, before even getting into the entire book, was one of the greatest things he'd ever heard of. I call it the triple stock profit strategy. Here's a quick picture of it real quick. The triple stock profit strategy. So, go check that out. We got tons of stuff on Amazon. And the point is not to sell books. I don't care if you buy the books. The point is you've got to keep a trading journal. You must. You must write down each time you open and close a trade. What day, what price, why I get in, why I get out. You've got to know these things. The only way for you to write your own cheat code is to know what you did. So here's a few examples. On this trade here, right, I had a 5-day EMA trailing stop. I closed the trade when the stock closed above the 5-day, right? And look, I set it up, I back tested it. This is what the back test would look like. The blue lines were where I would add the trade. The red line was where I got out. I mean, it went sideways, whatever. Here's another example. I got in the trade, and then a couple days later, I got out, closed at a half ATR below my entry point. As you can see, there was some huge volatility all around there. It went way down and then way back up. And you have no control over that. But I knew what I did and why I did it. Because I closed at a half an ATR below my entry point. Here's another example. I entered right here. Watched the trade go up. Watch it come right back down. Closed at the close below the prior day's low. So it closed below yesterday's low. I'm out. I may have lost a couple pennies. But look at what happened after that. It lost 25% in 2 weeks. This is why you keep a trading journal. So you can see where you did the right thing and also where you didn't do the right thing. And all that matters is that you keep track, okay? You review objectively and don't bash yourself. Say, okay, I did this thing, I got this outcome. Let me change that. It's exactly like learning to shoot a basketball. I did this thing, I got this outcome. I took this shot, my angles weren't quite right, I missed. I did this thing, I got this outcome. I took the shot because I made an adjustment and I got closer. I hit the rim. I did this trade, this is the outcome. I took another shot because I learned from the previous two, sunk it. That's how life works. That's how the human psychology works. That's how you should approach trading. But because there's money involved, people lose all objectivity. And it becomes all emotional. You must take that approach. I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to readjust. I'm going to shoot again. You will miss. And you'll miss over and over and over. I have a friend who says this, right? I used to suck at doing this thing. And then I sucked a little bit less. And then I sucked a little bit less. And then I sucked so little that I actually started to be pretty good. And then I started to get really good. But you're not going to get really good unless you have those repetitions, unless you take those shots, unless you try. And then take the moment to review. Review. Why did this work? Why did this not work? Let me change and get ready on the next time. Sometime in the future, do the reviews objectively. Now, that was a big part of Jared Tindler's mental game of trading. He and I had a discussion about this when his book was coming out. And this is exactly how to win the mental game of trading. So if you're ready to write down your own cheat codes, if you hadn't taken any notes, I feel bad for you. Because this is coming down on Monday, and it will be gone forever, except for members of the 10-Minute Trading Room. But if you're ready to write your own cheat codes, get ready. Pen and paper right now. Here's how you do it. This is the secret to success in the market. Are you ready? Do more of what works and less of what doesn't. Do more of what works and less of what doesn't. This is how humans have an advantage over everything else on the planet because they have the cognitive ability to associate this action resulted in this outcome. Let me redo this again, right? I'm going to keep doing it again. And you're smarter than a dog, and a dog will go scratch on the door when they need to go outside. This action produced this outcome. Just like taking shots at basketball. just like playing Mario. Do more of what works and less of what doesn't. But you won't know that unless you try. Because you can read all the books in the world, but you're not going to know what works for you and your personality and your trading style unless you try. Here's my quote. Success doesn't happen on accident. Here's a key point to remember here, right? Success doesn't happen on accident because you must journal your trades. You have to make trades or paper trade. It's great to paper trade. Journal the trades. Periodically review to see what works and what doesn't. I had in the second half of 2022, I spent a lot of time reviewing the first half of 2022, and I saw some areas I could improve upon, especially in the risk area. Not about profitability, it's about reducing risk. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to implement this going forward. You have to take a moment to objectively review your trades and say, this worked, this didn't. I'm going to do less of what didn't and more of what did. And then do more of what works and less of what doesn't. Does that make sense? Let me share with you a quick video from a trading member. His name is Victor. Victor, I'm really proud of Victor. Victor worked with me one-on-one for a while, and I felt that his comments were really applicable to today's web class.
Relate to, right? Because like I've always thought that way, so it kind of inspired me. Like, dude, I'm like every time more, I feel like I'm more cut out for this stuff.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I do like the fact that it's not that easy. It's not. I like if I do become a millionaire, which is obviously my plan.
All right. Don't even if
it doesn't become a thing.
Don't even if. Here,
right.
Check this out. Just consider that you will be a millionaire. It's just a matter of time. Forget the if.
Yeah.
Forget the if. I mean that. Like when you start talking about yourself, be like, I know I'm going to be a millionaire. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. It's like these trades we put on, right? Yeah. I don't know when we're going to have a great trend, but it's going to happen. I know that. And I want you to start thinking about that in all your goals, right? Like, you're going to have a second baby one day, right? Mm-hmm. Well, just think about the same way that you'll be a millionaire. You know it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen on accident. That's one of my huge quotes, right? Success doesn't happen on accident.
Yeah. It's good it doesn't, because it'd be kind of boring.
Yeah.
It was too easy to be kind of boring. But yeah, no, I do walk around and I just look at my girlfriend. I'm like, she doesn't know it. I'm going to be filthy rich really soon.
Master of the universe money.
Yeah, and also it was cool with the Dennis part. Like, he wouldn't see numbers as numbers, right? Like, and they even started using the codes and stuff like that. So he wouldn't see like, okay, I'm risking or using this amount of money. It's just like, it's a game. You said it as well. It's a game. You want to benefit from it and you want to have tons of it, but you just want to keep on playing the game and of course winning at the game. Yeah. So that's cool.
Pretty sweet, right? In Victor's own words, realizing that this is a strategy game, just like every other strategy game you've ever seen, like chess, checkers, etc. So I hope you're getting this, and please let me know if you have questions. And I have a question for you. Do you think that you can do this? Right? Do you think you can take the time to journal your trades, to see why it worked, why it didn't work? Type yes in the chat box, because I know you can do that. So today we covered several things. We covered how to stop trading like a noob. We talked about how to win the stock market boss fight, right? We talked about the bonus points, how to stop watching your high score and focus on the process. And lastly, my number one trading hack, right? This is how you write your own cheat codes. Goot gets it. Trading is easy when you know how to play by the rules. And now you know how to treat it like a video game. Do you think you can do that? It's going to take some time to mentally work yourself to that point, but I think you can do it. So type yes in the chat box if you haven't already. This has been awesome, right? I hope you've had the opportunity to see the power as to why we do this and understand why we do what we do, right? And of course, to see how it works. Now, speaking of video game references. Let me ask you a question real quick. Are you ready to take this to the next level? Right? Are you ready to level up?
Is from a consultation that I did with Kavan. I'm giving away free consultations for members of the trading room, and I just want you to hear exactly what Kavan says.
I'm watching these stocks today, and it's like I have Peloton and Fastly, and I'm looking at them and they're following the back test as planned. And I'm telling my friend Rob, and I'm like, yo, I'm happy. And he's like, why? I'm like, I finally found something, a setup that I can use. I can go in there. I don't need anybody. I can go in there and I can make the trade my own. I can follow your steps A to Z, and I can plan my trade. As you said, 10 minutes a day, no hassle, no headaches, ain't got to stress. And he's like, for real? So no, I have him taking the previous course that I took because it laid a foundation for me. And I'm like, if you understand what these guys are teaching, then hop on over to Chris, because these guys are going to lay a foundation with the little fundamentals, like the basics. And then when you transition over to Chris, then you will start understanding a little bit more. So, you put in the roof on now. They build the foundation. I did my little thing. You put in the roof. I'm eventually going to learn how to put some furniture in the house. As you can see, it's empty. So that's the goal, man. And I'm loving every minute of it. And the way you teach, it's simplified. And I ain't got to sit there and draw no trend lines. I ain't got to look for no breakout candlesticks. Like, which candle is this at the end of the day? Is it a doji candle? And I'm like, I'll never learn to read candlesticks pattern. Like,
you probably know candlesticks better than I do at this point. I literally don't know anything about them.
I'm online on Amazon looking for a good, candlestick, book to learn to read candles. I'm like, I'm not learning none of this stuff. I'm just going to pay attention to what Chris is doing. I put the lines on there, and dude, I take screenshots of them and I look at them every day, because yesterday I was showing everybody. Like, I call all the guys, because I have all the guys that come in the group is guys from my work. You got Josh, Daniel, Chris, and Rob. They happen on the live when I invite them over and they love it. I got everybody, asking questions. Daniel is on there asking a lot of questions. He actually went and got TrendSpider. So slowly by slowly, everybody's coming to the table and want to learn, because step by step is no stress.
Do you want to take this to the next level? Right? Type yes in the chat box if you're ready to take this to the next level, because I want to do something awesome for you today. Let me ask you a question. Would you like my help in implementing this in your trading? That's where the 10-minute trading room comes in. This will allow you to finally live the life you have always dreamed being a trader would be. We have daily live video calls, daily trade alerts, daily new trade setups, daily portfolio updates, daily market analysis, daily trading psychology, which is so important. And everything we trade together. So it's like getting a call from me personally every trading day, with what we're trading and why we're trading it, which is really the most important part. Every trading day. Plus, you can get rid of all the fake gurus that you're still following on Twitter. I know I was really guilty of that. Spending hours searching on YouTube for the next YOLO stock, scrolling on Twitter. Everything we trade together. So as a member, you get everything. You get the daily video calls for free. Your membership includes the daily video calls for free, the daily trade setups, the portfolio updates, market analysis, trading psychology, all that's included for free. And then every other Friday, just like you're doing right now, we do live training and Q&A sessions, just like the one that you're watching right now. And we'll be building new courses together with your questions and your answers. That's so important to me. And these courses, like I said earlier on today, will be available for members only. You get to watch me personally showing you all the lessons that we use in these courses in our trading. And you can ask me questions as you need, right? You get it all. He's showing you what's working today, and it's like an up-to-the-minute field report sent from the front lines of the cutting edge of trading, and then showing you how to model it in your trading fast. And the only way to have access like this would be if I were to sit in the same room with you and you were looking shoulder to shoulder or looking over my shoulder with me every single day. Now, here's what a few of our members have said, right? Robert's saying, your trainings and advice have accelerated my learning 10x. This allowed me to start doing things that were sometimes unthinkable. Listening to Chris is well worth your time, even if you're a seasoned investor. So who's this for? Well, it's for new traders. It's for experienced traders. It's for busy professionals, some side hustlers. Like I know I've got a couple of my 10-minute stock traders in there who are side hustlers, and then parents who just want to trade while their kids nap. And if you've never traded before, don't worry. Is it okay if I over deliver? As a member, you're going to get everything. You're going to get the live training video calls, and you're going to get the live training every other week with me. And what else do you need to be successful? How about my flagship course, the AI Stock Trading System? And in this, we go step by step on how to use artificial intelligence in your trading. And also, I'll throw in the Real Trades case study course and the bullish, bearish, and neutral option strategy courses. So you'll be all set up there. And you're going to get all of that for free. As a member, you get everything included. That's the daily video calls, the live training and Q&A calls, and the full catalog of our best-selling courses. Okay? But what else would you need to be successful? We have video courses. We have our private chat room. And you're going to be part of a small group of high performers that are across the world that share valuable information that the rest of the planet never discovers. You're going to get the latest cutting-edge trading tactics and strategies before anyone else knows about them, exactly like we talked about today, including the live video trade alerts, the live market analysis, the live portfolio analysis, the live trade setups, the live trading psychology. All of that is included, and the live training and Q&A calls, the live look over your shoulder trading setups, live trading courses built with your questions and your answers. All of this is included as a member. You get all of this. Plus, I'm offering this now as a member. You're going to get at least one free one-on-one consultation like what we showed in Kavan's video. And this is coming from me. Who am I? Here's a little bit about me, right? I went straight to the pioneers of successful trading. I learned directly from world-famous market wizards and billionaire portfolio managers. And last year, the first year of implementing our strategy, we had a staggering 172.41% return on the first year of execution. So I'm pretty excited to share that with you. Right, you're going to get all of this, including the private one-on-one consultation with me. Total value $5,488. Right now, if all this did was finally set you up to see how real traders are profitable, do you think that'd be worth it? If all this did was help you shortcut the Wall Street learning curve, which hurts so bad, skip all those costly mistakes that most traders make and take years to figure out, would it be worth that? If all this did would give you the ability to model our trades and cut out the garbage that you see on the internet, you know what I'm talking about, would it be worth that? So I had two choices. The first option was to go as cheap as possible to try and help, everybody out there. But the thing is that there are lots of freebie-seeking knuckleheads, the guys on Wall Street bets, right, that really shouldn't be trading anyways. But the second option, which we went with, is the little higher investment in yourself, in the program. And in exchange, you get my time and my attention, and you're going to get you set up to get the success that you've always wanted. What would that one perfect trade be worth to you? Do you think that if you develop the trades like I did, you get the same results that I did? For the right person, this membership should pay you, clearly. If you're like most people, you would tell me you'd probably pay for years of membership with just the proceeds of one single trade. I know a couple of people have already done that. You'd probably tell me that everything else after that would just be gravy. And that's why I'm sending you our total trading system every month, right? I want to make this an absolute no-brainer for you. And I take a lot of pride in helping our members win big and avoid the big losers too. And that's why this is worth $5,488, because you're here today. You're now officially a 10-minute stock trader. I'm going to give you a monster discount. Of course, I wouldn't ask you to pay $5,488. The monthly cost of being part of the 10-minute trading room is only $147. That's it. That's like $4 a day if you think about it that way. You're going to get the daily live video calls with me. You're going to get the live training and Q&A calls. You're going to get the full catalog of our best-selling courses, and you're going to get a private one-on-one consultation with me. Total value, $5,488. And the monthly cost, like I said, it's only $147. You could boil it down to $4 a day. There's no contract. You can cancel at any time. You've got two choices, really. The first option is you do nothing and not take this leap of faith and continue to struggle, continue to search on YouTube, continue to search on Twitter, continue to listen to those fake gurus. The first option really is nothing changes. Or the second option, you invest in yourself. The second option is you learn how the market really works. The second option, you give yourself a shot. See if this works for you. Like I said, there's no contract. You can cancel at any time. But don't you think it'd be worth 147 to show me how we set up every single trade, every entry point, and every exit point, and like Kavan said earlier, step by step with no stress? Do you think it'd be worth 147 for you to come spend an entire month right here sitting next to me, looking over my shoulder on every trade we make? Well, that's pretty much what it's going to be exactly like. I'm going to walk you through every entry, every exit, and why we do everything. Personally showing you what's working and what's not. The daily trade alerts are meant to give you that exact same experience. And here's something else to consider. Do you think it'd be worth 147 to jump online with me twice a month to get all of your trading questions answered, right? If you have any questions, you just let me know. I got you. I'm here for you. I do this for you. That's what we do in the live training and Q&A calls. Plus, you can see your fellow members every day, and you can ask them what's working for them, right? And any of those scenarios sound like it might be useful to you, then this is clearly a no-brainer. You can still keep all the courses for free no matter what. You're going to get the daily trade alerts. You're going to get the live training and Q&A calls, the full catalog of our best-selling courses, and best really of all is to get you set up for success, the private one-on-one consultation with me. The work we do together can change everything. You know that. This can change your life. This is the wealth ripple effect that we're talking about. You'll be able to take our trade ideas and plug them into your account effortlessly because I show you exactly step by step. You connect with me and your fellow members on our live video calls every day. Help you get the guidance and the focus that you need. So take this offer and become a member today. Remember, you're under no obligation. You can cancel at any time, and you can still keep all the gifts for free. And here's a couple other bonuses I want to tell you about. Here's 3 fast action bonuses if you sign up today. I wrote the Secret Investing book, and I want to send you an autographed copy in the mail, plus the audiobook. I'm going to give you the step-by-step guide to our 10 minutes to freedom trading strategy, which we use every single day. And finally, our top stock list, which I update this every single day. So every day that you get this is exactly what we are doing in the trading room. So let me show you how to sign up real quick. Just go to 10minutetradingroom.com. Click this big blue button right here that says, click here to take the guesswork out of trading right now. Then you're going to go to the next page, and it's going to ask you a couple of questions like your name, address, and everything. Put in your credit card number to get started. Make sure that you put in your t-shirt size because I want to send you a hashtag 10-minute stock trader because you're going to be officially one of us, officially a 10-minute stock trader. So if you have any questions at all whatsoever, feel free to reach out to our team. We would love to help you out, love to get you set up, and love to get you as part of the 10-minute trading room. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I hope that this was very enlightening, very useful, and I can't wait to see you inside the 10-minute trading room with us every single day, and in fact, later on today as we make our trades. Thank you so much. Hope to see you there.
I hope to see all of you later on today inside the 10-minute trading room. I really appreciate the time and opportunity that you allowed me to share with you this morning. Have a fantastic afternoon, and I will see you right back here. Talk soon.